to just maybe kind of give a little commentary on the recent developments with Beasts of War and Games Workshop and them moving out of their home at Tabletop Nation. I guess my gut feeling on the situation is Games Workshop is basically creating a huge adversarial type relationship with the gaming community. And what it boils down to is you have a company that has basically decided years ago they were going to get into making their own storefronts, the Games Workshop stores. And over time they've decided they were going to start pushing the middleman out of the picture, which is all the retailers that are carrying their products. I understand that the margins have come down. The remaining retailers that still sell Games Workshop products, like my local hobby shop, I mean, he's only got about a 15% margin on a lot of those products he's selling. So, and the only reason he still sells them is because people still, that's the two biggest game systems is Warhammer 40K and Warhammer Fantasy for right now. Now, I predict that over time that will change. New games are coming in. Dust Warfare is starting to get a lot more support. Flames War is huge. So you're seeing a lot of guys shifting. War Machine, Hordes, Infinity. The skirmish games are really become popular because you don't have to have these huge mass armies. It's a lot more affordable. So Games Workshop is obviously has a obligation to their shareholders. We can certainly understand that as business people, but again, you don't want to create the tension, and you got to consider that a lot of these retailers for years were distributing their products and selling their products, and they relied on them for years to do those two functions. And now all of a sudden they've changed that and they're completely shifting it. So I don't know if any of you guys have Games Workshop stores in your town. We just had one put here in the Columbus market a couple years ago. It's a very small store. It has very limited hours. There's a couple game tables set up in there, but it's really geared towards getting people introduced to the hobby, and then they want you out of there. They don't want people hanging out in the shop all day, playing games. And it's kind of odd. Yeah, I was up there one time and I noticed the back door was open to their warehouse or the back room. I looked back in the back room and half of the store is empty. They have so much space towards the back of the store if they tear the back wall out to put more gaming tables in and really promote a community coming in there and playing on tables. And as far as I'm concerned, if you get more people coming in the door, even if they're just there to play, they're gonna pick models up, and it will eventually impact their bottom line. I've always entertained opening a game store. I don't think the numbers support it. I'm a businessman. I want to make money. I wouldn't get into a business unless I was making some money and enjoying myself, of course. But let's face it, you've got to have money to pay the bills. If it's not there, you'll close. So, and if you notice, a lot of the local hobby shops have really started going under the last 5 to 10 years because of the competition with the internet. And it's hard to find loyal customers who are going to support you and spend their money with you, even though they know they can get a little cheaper online. But if you don't support the brick and mortar stores, we're going to wake up, guys, and there's not going to be any brick and mortar stores left. And it's just going to be gaming clubs, guys meeting in their basements, playing on the weekends, renting a local party house or whatever and throwing up some game tables. You're really it'll completely die. So those of you game store owners out there, I say keep fighting the good fight. Something that I'd thought about, and this is kind of getting a little off topic, but if I were going to open up a gaming shop, I would have a rear section of the store had vending machines, the nice gaming tables, loads of terrain on shelves that guys can use, and you would have to buy a membership. And to go back in the gaming area, you'd have to have a membership, and with your membership is access to the tables, access to the machines, access to, you put a nice flat screen back there and run a loop of movies. But you'd have access to all the nice terrain, which a lot of people don't have access to. And the other draw would be you'd get a store discount with your membership. So eventually, essentially your membership would pay for itself, but it really would weed out the guys that are coming in, playing in your store, hanging out, and then they go online and get all their product. And then they just come and play in your store because it's free. Okay, we want to weed those people out. And that's what I was touched on in the last couple videos with Blue Table Painting doing a membership. Guys, if we want to enjoy things, I never intend on charging for my videos, of course, but if someone's putting a lot of time in editing videos and putting videos up every day, and they're going to give you information that's useful, that isn't free, and you need to pony up. Okay, things in life aren't free. And if someone's telling you something's free, you better be leery. So my advice is, you've got to support the things that you like monetarily. If you like a particular store in town, if it's a bagel shop, if you don't go there to buy bagels, you won't have a bagel shop for very long. So, a power of consumerism. We've got to support these local stores. It's nice to jump on flamesofwar.com and I can click, and I get everything I want right to my store or right to my house. So I kind of digress. But my local store that we have here, local to me, is actually not very well run. I've ordered things from this shop before, and they take forever to get things in. I have to constantly call and check where's my order. I give the individual my email address 3 and 4 times. What's your phone number? Oh, what's your email? That's not good customer service. So you have to have the other side of things too. And if you're going to a shop that's like that, it really isn't giving you good customer service, then obviously you're going to go online to buy your products. If you're living in a rural area, you don't have a local shop, you're going to go online to buy your products. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guy locally. It seems like BTP has a great shop locally. The guy's on the ball. He has a great shop, and Sean supports him. He goes there, picks up his new codexes, and purchases things from him to keep this gentleman in business. That's kind of what I'm talking about. So you get Games Workshop coming in and really constricting the profit margin that these guys are making, and driving customers just to the Games Workshop stores and just to the Games Workshop website. Over time, you'll start to your core, your base will start to fall away. Okay, it seemed to me the biggest thing that I'm seeing with all the websites that I watch and I subscribe to, it sure appears to me that it's very punitive. Games Workshop tends to be targeting the guys who are offering any kind of criticism towards new codexes or new army models. It sure seems that they kind of squash any type of criticism. They want everything to be positive and always everything to be rosy about what they're saying about Games Workshop, and that's just not going to be the case unless everything you put out is perfect, which is going to be pretty hard to do. I think that criticism's good, and that they really need to make sure before they release new codexes and before they release new models, they're going to the hardcore gamers, the guys that have been playing with 40K for years. I've been playing since the late 80s. So I don't really follow it that closely. I'm not a tournament player. I'm not up on the latest, greatest stuff. But going to those players and really getting their feedback on the things that they're doing would really be useful. So it seems like they're really putting themselves in a box They're opening themselves up to a lot of criticism and a lot of fan hate, and I just think that's unfortunate. So we'll have to. It'll be interesting to see how the whole thing revolves. We'll see if their sales start to go down. I don't know if you follow Games Workshop stock in the UK. It's like a Google over there. I mean, it's trading around £700 British pounds a share, and pays a dividend. It's a strong financial company. I think last year in 2012 they posted almost 20 million British pounds in pre-tax profit. That's pretty good for a company selling models, I would think. So they're pushing 100 million pounds a year in revenue, British pounds. So that's that's a nice size company. So and it's just gonna watch that. You can jump on the internet. A lot of stock channels out there where you can follow their stock and track it, and see if it starts ticking down and the profit margins start to come down, and then you'll probably see a changing of the guard. You'll get some a new CEO in there. You'll get new people coming in, and they'll say, "Hold it, we've got to rethink our strategy here, and go forward." I always thought it was odd when they opened up stores. They were literally opening up a competitor. They were competing with the retailers that were their distributors. Whenever that happens, that tells you they're really starting to focus towards revenue, only revenue generation. But let's face it, now on the positive side of Games Workshop, they got great models. The rules are good. They've got some flaws. There's some things in the rules that are very ambiguous. You have to kind of sit and kind of figure it out, which you really shouldn't have to do if the rules are pretty straightforward. So so I find that my Games Workshop interest it's starting to already affect how I think. I don't feel like I want to go to the local store. I feel like it's a hostile, like they're hostile. I've got a lot of money in their models. I've just built a Beastman army and it's my son's army. It's a Dark Elf army for fantasy. I'm almost done with. So I got 2 armies built, right? I bought a bag, a battle foam bag for them, and I want to go down to the local store. They have nights where they actually teach you the ins and outs of the rules and help introduce you to the game. But just starting to get into fantasy now, I feel like, well, hell, I might just sell my fantasy army, because do I really want to support this company, right? And then you got a company like Mantic in Nottingham, England, who's basically offered Beasts of War to come to his new building, and he'll give them space to produce their videos. He doesn't care if they're promoting other game systems. He wants to promote the hobby in general, and he knows, he's a smart man. He knows that is going to make him look like a superstar to the community, and people will buy his products because he's got a friendly, open, helpful attitude towards the industry, instead of a constricting, we're going to control all the information about our products, and we're going to control everything. So it'll be interesting. We'll see how it plays out. I just wanted to kind of give my 2 cents for those of you guys. I don't have a lot of subscribers yet, obviously, but I hope to pick some people up. If you're watching this video, please subscribe. I just picked up a new camera. I'm basically going to be putting out all the little tricks and things that I've picked up over the years of hobbying. I plan on getting to the point here, once we get this new table built, we're going to improve the lighting back in the area that we game in here in the workshop, and I'd like to do some battle report tutorials, kind of breaking down the rules. I know